Hello, happy Friday. All right, I just wanted to make sure this is on. Is it on? I don't know. Let's see. Let me make sure this is working before I head into it, because I don't know. Yes, okay. Good morning, Steve. Good morning. Okay. Today we have a light out, so it's gonna be a little bit darker than the usual. The overhead light switch decided to break. We'll be back to normal in no time. Hey Jamie, happy Friday. Okay, so today we're going to be painting that little dewdrop painting picture. You can see it here. I have it in my reference photos on my laptop. So I'm going to be using the Golden Open paints. Maybe I'll just put a generous amount of the sap green hue. It's very nice and kind of like a swamp green. I really like it. It's very yellowy. Not happy, but it's Friday. Well, we can't be happy all the time, unfortunately. I was really debating early today whether I should be live streaming today or not, because I had so many reasons not to. Like, I didn't feel like it, and I could have done something different, but here I am. I said to stay true to my tradition, you know? And I need to do this anyway. So that was titanium white, and now I'm gonna get some black, and I'm gonna put it right next to the white. And make sure that you have all of the canvas in view. Oh no. Oh, that's terrible, Jamie. I'm so sorry to hear that. That's awful. It's like the worst. It's really the worst when kids are sick. I can't imagine anything worse. It's awful. I hope she feels better soon, though. I truly hope that. Let me grab myself a nice brush. I want to just sketch this really loosely. You know what? And instead of... Do I have it? Here. And when I get the landscape set of the Golden Open, they sent me this open thinner, which is a dilutant. I'm gonna put a little bit of this in each color. It'll keep them fluid for even longer, so that will avoid the need of having to dilute my paints with water all the time, because sometimes you don't get as good of adherence to the canvas when you dilute them with water too much. And this still keeps that bonding together. And I think I'm just gonna go with the green into the white. I'm gonna make it a little bit whiter. A little bit greener, I mean. It's okay if I tint the white a little bit with green. You can watch the stream, yeah. Ooh. I added the Golden Open thinner. It came, this little bottle of thinner keeps the paint open for longer. It keeps it wet, so it doesn't dry as fast. And this came in with the landscape set that I got from Golden Open. This is the one that I advised all my students to get. It's got little and you get really nice colors, although Some of the colors actually I had to bring my own because the blue that is offered there are two kinds of blues that are offered. The ultramarine blue, which we used a lot, and then there's this other blue, manganese blue hue, which I really didn't find the need for it so much. I much prefer phthalo blue. However, it does have alizarin crimson, which you can see we also used a lot. I think we used that over, this is the second landscape set and we still have it. The cad red, also very popular. And then it has titanium white and yellow ochre. And it has this yellow, cad yellow primrose. Again, I prefer the cad yellow medium because it's a lot more rich of a color. The cad yellow primrose, it's just diluted with white so much and you can see the difference between the primrose and the yellow medium. One is like so light and the other one is really rich and yellow, like warm. So I prefer the yellow medium because then I can just mix it with white to get the primrose, but I can't mix anything to make the cad yellow medium. You know what I mean? Okay, let's mix the black with that dilutant. You got a few goldens to try and they came with a matte gel. A matte gel? Huh. So a matte gel is probably to make, if it's thick, then it's to add texture. But if it's thin, then it's just to make like glazes and stuff like that, like transparent layers, I think. I don't know, did you get a set of Golden Open? You need to try more mediums. Use a gel sometimes, but typically just use a wet palette. Yeah. Yeah, they're nice. If you like to work with acrylics, these are definitely a very nice addition to your paint portfolio. Gel is basically the binder without the color. Yeah, right. That's correct. It makes the paint more transparent, right? But it still holds it together without, as opposed to the water, which just kind of can make those paint particles separate from each other. Palettefull pack that was on sale. Oh, well, that's good. That is very good. See, I quit palettefull packs before they before they got good. Okay, so maybe I didn't need to add the black to that. Just want to make a light green that I can just make a light sketch of this leaf. The proportions of the picture to my canvas are a little bit different. The picture is a lot more elongated and my painting is more short sideways. It's gonna be a little bit different, but shouldn't make too much of a difference. Just making a very kind of thin sketch to let me know where the background begins. Oh, that's good. You know, I do believe that there's such a thing as you get tired of the palettefull, the subscription surprises, you know? You just kind of want some knowledge as to what you're getting. Certainty as opposed to surprise. I'm all for surprise, but sometimes I don't want to be surprised. Sometimes I just want to be in control a little bit. So making a little bit of, that is a very good deal, yeah. So let me make the edge of this leaf. Now, as you see, the color of the overall hue of the painting will be a little bit different than the hue of the reference photo. This green is a lot yellower, but I actually don't mind. I like that. Yeah, I've experienced that. At one point I was just getting disappointed too much, and then I'm like, I'm tired of this. And I just want to focus on what I want to do, you know? There's only so many mediums and they keep repeating. And how many pencil boxes do you really need? That's what I want to know. I think I can make some giveaway boxes of what I have and I haven't used. I've been wanting to do that, but I never did. Hello! Good morning. And how are you this morning, Andy? All right, so now that we have kind of like a basic sketch, I'm gonna start blocking in the background. And for that, and while I do that, I can actually sculpt the leaf even more because it's a little bit too straight, too kind of straight. Yeah, so just going into the black. And starting on the bottom right. My gosh, the other night on Wednesday evening I had my class, my acrylic painting class, and we almost finished the boat on the lake. I think a boat on the lake. The boat on the water. We almost finished it. I had so much trouble talking and painting at the same time. I kept saying right where it was left, and my brain just did not want to cooperate. Both sides, they were just kind of not communicative between each other. Kept making blunders. This is my favorite part. Just blocking in. Now, let me see if I can block the focus. I've been trying to figure out how to block the autofocus for this camera. I'm still learning it. It's a little difficult to learn something new. I think I can start adding a little bit of green to kind of add a little bit of color nuance in this background. You can see how transparent this green is, this sap green hue. very transparent. So to overcome that transparency, I generally add some white to it, but the white also makes it a little more light, of course. But it gets rid of the transparency, which I like sometimes. I'm gonna make this leaf a little bit fatter, a little bit bigger. This paint is so shiny. When it goes on, it's so glossy. So if you look just at a certain angle, you're not really gonna see if you have full coverage. So sometimes you have to look straight on to make sure that you've covered all of the textures of the canvas. Okay, let me go back into the leaf. I can see the leaf, especially far away here. It's a little bit fading in the background, so I want to make that a little bit faded. I'm making the leaf a little bit bigger. You can see, so I'm painting this in preparation for my teaching next Friday, because I'm gonna be teaching this, and some of my students are actually watching this sometimes. So shout out to my beautiful students if they're watching this and choosing not to say anything. I see you, Chuck. It was so funny because I finally finished that map mural, you know, that I've been talking a lot about. The map mural. And so I sent out some emails on Wednesday, and I posted it on Facebook, and I said, hey, been busy with the mural, but it's done and stuff. So Wednesday evening I go to class, and so class goes well, blah blah blah, and at the end of the class we start talking about the mural, and and Chuck was like, huh, I noticed that the trees had shadows, but nothing else did. I didn't add any shadows to the buildings, and that was so true. Because I did start adding shadows to some buildings. I didn't really like the way it was flowing, so I kind of just dropped the idea. I said, you know what, maybe they don't need shadows. They don't all need shadows. But then I got home, and so Wednesday I was putting all my stuff away, like all the supplies, because every time I paint a mural it's a big mess at my house. And you know, paints on the floor, tarps getting ready to be uncovered, and all that magical stuff. So I cleaned everything, I vacuumed. That was a good, you know, when I finish a mural I feel like I've been hit by a train, like what just happened. It's such a weird feeling. I wouldn't expect you to understand. But it's really weird. So Thursday I went and I went and I got all my stuff back, you know, the box with paints, and I got the tarp, and I got the, you know, paint brushes, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna do this. So I added shadows to all of the houses, and then as a bonus I put highlights on the trees and the canopy and the tree trunks. And I gotta say, it makes a huge difference. It makes it look a lot better. So thank you, Chuck, for, for risking sounding like, as you put it, like a jerk. But you weren't a jerk. You were just a very observational person, and I appreciate it. And see, that's why we have to be honest with each other, and we should risk hurting each other's feelings in order for us to be better people, I think. That's the major lesson that I take from this. So, always be appreciative of criticism, because criticism is better than praise for one's growth and development. I think this paintbrush is... Oh no! Oh no, what? Do you disagree, Steve? Hang on, I'm gonna grab a different brush because that one is losing hairs. Yeah, we should. It's a little difficult. But we can do it. I mean, you know how it is. Taking criticism from a teacher is one thing, but when you take criticism from a student, it hits in a different way. It's good though. It's good. Because every so often you do something and you hope that nobody will notice, I know I do. I'm like, oh, nobody's gonna notice that the nose is a little bit crooked, or nobody's gonna notice if the trees are the only ones that have a shadow, like, it's okay. I added highlights to the houses. Isn't that enough? But it made me want to work on it a little bit more, and it looks so much better for it. It's okay. It's a good thing I don't really care so much about what people think, or at least I'm striving to be at that level of enlightenment, so I can take it. I can take verbal criticism because I know for sure I can take anyone in physical combat at any time. So, there you go. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, let's see. Using a filbert brush. Oh, for getting shadows. Yeah. I mean, the map itself is very stylized. It's very abstract. It's very, I try to be kind of accurate with the streets and stuff, but everything else is very skewed, is very like changed in order to highlight the thing that you want to see. So it's not really accurate in that sense. I squished a lot of things, I omitted a lot of things in order to have some things fit. So it's not like a map that you can take on the road and it'll it'll get you where you want. But the relative positions of things is there, it's there. Nothing else had a shadow. If I didn't think about the shadow, because it crossed my mind, like, should I make the shadow? And then I said, oh no, it's okay. Nobody will notice. But then when people notice, then I feel like I should have just trusted my instincts and gone for it. So then I did it, It's okay. Everything looks so much better, especially because I added the highlights to the trees and the tree trunks. Okay, so let's make some decisions here. I want to kind of sketch out where the veins of the leaves go, because that's where we're gonna start adding some highlights. And this one comes from down here and it goes about here. So really softly, I'm barely even leaving any paint on. Very interesting. I feel like now I could make a video on mistakes to avoid when painting with acrylics, because you don't really realize how many things you learn because you learn over such a long period. I mean, if you're learning by yourself, you know, self-taught, no school, stuff like that, you just pick up bits and pieces here and there and you progress fairly slowly, and then you kind of forget what you learned. But then when I'm teaching, I see repeated mistakes and then I'm like, these are things that you really have to watch out for when you're painting. And it's very interesting. Number one mistake, I think it's, oh, maybe I'll make a different video about it. But basically loading your paint brush too much with paint, having too much paint on my brush. And I know when I started, for like a few years, for a few years, I know I kept leaving. Everything I made was impasto, you know? Even when I was painting furniture, everything had a relief to it. And as a consequence, I had a lot of trouble mixing paints cleanly. Everything would mix and make mud a little bit. So now I know to say, hey, loading your brush is so important. That is like number one thing you should learn in order to make a clean and frustrating free painting. Okay, I need more paint. I should make that video. Been just feeling kind of resistance or reluctance to make videos for some reason. I've been feeling kind of blab on about my channel, about just making YouTube videos in general. Like, maybe I just had too many things on my plate and can't spread myself in so many directions, but I just haven't had the energy to make good quality YouTube videos lately. Okay, let's get some more green, some white. I think I'm just going for green and white. Forget about the black. And more green. So the sap green is so transparent, so it barely tints this paint. Good morning, Clara. And how are you today? I can add some more green to put in the, kind of squinting to see the value of these. You know, a thing that is in high demand right now among my students, that is, my students really enjoyed the monochromatic course. the value study. They really like that. And some of them are saying, because it was so easy for them to do, and so they felt really good about their paintings. So I think I'm gonna do another one after this one. So that is pretty dark, and then it starts, it goes kind of like this, and it starts getting light. So I'm just blocking in to start with, and then I'm gonna add all of the details and the lines and the veining. Even more white. Oh, another mistake, not mistake, another thing that we tend to do in the beginning that is working against us is working too big areas at a time, you know, and trying to blend too much at one time. Right. Thanks, Jamie. Sometimes I forget how amazing I am. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm in a constant state of burnout, you know, where I'm at the point where I don't even notice it anymore. I gaslight myself saying this is normal, this is being stoic. Just kidding. I have the drive to do it, you know, like something inside of me says go, 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 and because if I stop moving, then I start getting depressed and I start thinking too much about myself, and that is really, like, that is real sadness when you overthink your own life. So I have to keep getting distracted with projects and stuff. I think that's why all of us need to be stimulated all the time, because then if we start thinking about how much this life sucks and how in the end you don't get anything, but you get to keep running on the treadmill. But you know, if you run on the treadmill, you get fit. So there is a purpose for running on the treadmill. It's to be stronger in this life, to know that you can take on anything. That's what I think. It's a lot of this is proving something to myself, I think. A lot of it is, you know, I do believe that most of the things that we do is trying to heal childhood trauma, as stupid as that sounds. I know how stupid that sounds, like healing childhood trauma, but it really is. Like, when I think about how much I need to prove to myself mostly, and maybe to the world in general, that I too am as good as my other my colleague who got a better grade than me, you know. So it's a real thing. I think we're always trying to show our mom that we're someone. You started running outside. Nice. You know, today it was so light in the morning. It was at 6:36 when my daughter goes to school. Usually It's pretty dark. This morning I even pulled the curtains before she left. It's pretty nice. So what I do now, while this is still wet, I'm just going to make like a dark edge and then bring that down to soften the bottom. And we'll see. I'm gonna need some more paint, some more. I want to make some veining, some bulges. And then the same thing inside the little bulge. I make another bulge. Very bulgy leaf. I have a friend who's also a YouTuber. I met him through the VRA Academy, like I met Lewis through. And he has a running channel. Running with Blakeford. It took a long time for him to find what he wanted his channel to be about, but eventually he settled on the running, and he's doing a really good job, and he gives advice on nutrition and stuff. I mean, not advice, he just kind of, it's more of a record keeping really, I think. But also you get advice. Okay, and then let's darken this, make it blend more smoothly one into another. We can come back to that. Okay, let's grab some more of this lighter green. I'm using a filbert, Arteza paintbrushes. I have a number 7 filbert. It's a pretty small brush, you know, compared to what Bob Ross was using. Pretty small. Maybe even more light. I used to run a lot when I was younger, when I was in Romania, in college. It is important, yeah. Art is indeed a way to kind of get out of yourself and to, because you can always grow with art, and it's fairly easy. It's fairly easy to do compared to other things that not everybody can do, like physical traits or intellectual traits. You know, not everyone was built to be a, you know, a wrestler or a CEO or whatever, but art comes in so many ways, and it's so accessible to people, and it's true. It's really therapeutic. So much sensory, you know, sensory experience and to see yourself learn skills. That's also very gratifying. It's very difficult to talk and paint at the same time. Still is. I don't think it's ever gonna be easy. There's really two parts of the brain, and you have to kind of switch from one to the other, because you cannot use them both fully at the same time. So I'm kind of switching from one to the other, and I notice when I talk too much, my paintings suck. So you know what I forgot to do? I'll do it at the in class. I meant to tone the canvas, but I forgot. I want to start toning the canvases from now on. That will really avoid that awful canvas showing through. Just as a regular practice. Okay, more green. Are you working on something right now, Steve? Or right now, not in general? Are you working on some sort of art piece? Another thing I think that's been kind of bumming me out in general lately, not to complain, but just as an observation on artists and mental space with artists. Pouring watercolor pans. Ah. Oh. I think one of the things why I've been kind of feeling kind of blah lately is because I've been doing commissions. I've been doing some big projects for commissions for the past, I don't know, half a year at least. And that's a really good thing, you know, or either painting for the art classes and stuff. And even though I do choose the paintings for the art classes, they may not be, you know, like really the paintings that I would want to do for myself. So I've been kind of neglecting that part that attracts me to what being an artist is, which is expressing, you know, myself in like making my own paintings, really. I've been doing paintings for other people, and although it has been really fun and I learned a lot, kind of miss doing things for myself too, like a personal projects. Yeah, 50-50. Well, I don't know, if you have people that can buy your art, you know, if you just do things for yourself and it gets bought, then it's kind of feasible, but if not, it's difficult. Yeah. If only. If only. Oh, I think I did that. I did that skull last Halloween. I think that was the last thing that I did. And like the Marcus Aurelius portrait that I never finished. I do want to finish that. I just did small pieces, but I like doing big pieces, you know, like I have my spiritual transcendental art, which I think it's my best artwork yet, and I should probably get back into that. Slowly working on the pet portrait. Fantasy Dragonscape. Nice. That's the best way to be. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely have to find a balance. Gotta find the balance. I have a nose itch. I wasn't picking my nose, it was itchy. Yeah, watercolor is an easy cleanup. Okay, darkest on the I guess with this transparent paint you really just have to lay it down thicker. That was a funny video that Louis put this morning. Every now and then I wonder, where the heck does he get his inspiration from? It's just his demented mind. Let's see, I've got some glare on that side. I got black all over my fingers. So should we go into the, let's start down here. Ooh, that's dark. I think I'm gonna use a different brush for that. Where's that little shader? Okay, let's see what I'm gonna do. Grabbing some darker green. Let's make some veins. And then kind of pull them outward. These little details are kind of tedious to do, but they really add a lot of realism or something like that to the painting. Tiny little details. Let's see. Just have to know where the soft edge is and where the hard edge is. And then soften one and keep the other one sharp. I really do love doing these veins and branches and all that stuff. green goes the other way. This paint sucks. The sap green hue paint blows. Oh man. I wish that I had said like phthalo green or something. This is so transparent and crappy. Oh, and sticky. Not my favorite. I really thought it would be much better. But you can always know. Not the golden open in general, just the sap green hue. It's so transparent. Hey, Queldar! Welcome to the party! The place where everybody knows your name. Isn't it great to know that, Queldar? Everybody knows your name here. Let's do some of these here. These are very kind of faded out because they're in the unfocused, as it were. Do we have a March tradition in Romania? We do. We do have, and yes, you are a stream celebrity. The 1st of March, I think pretty much for the whole March month, we wear these little mărțișor. It's called mărțișor, which means like little march. And it's kind of like a little trinket, a little tiny decorative. Generally, it's like a what's it called? Lucky 4-leaf clover, or it can be a little tiny figurine, a little tiny thing that you pin, a pin, and then it has the red and white string that is kind of braided a little bit, and then when boys would give it to the girls, I think March 1st. Which is kind of like a Valentine's thing, you know, like the boys would give it to the girls. But not necessarily. The girl could buy her own mărțișor, you know, like we're so emancipated. But yeah, that's pretty much the tradition. March 1st is Women's Day, International Women's Day, and then March 8th is I think it's National Mom's Day. Not sure. And then braided red and white. Yeah, that's what I said. Isn't it what I said? In Bulgaria, it's Martenica. Huh. Yeah, I guess it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Yeah, it's very sweet. My mom sends me stuff every now and then. Okay, we'll go back to this when it's a little more dry, because right now it's just picking up the paint and it's not working very well. I'm gonna do the highlights a little bit, and then we're gonna move forward with the bottom area. Okay, so just gonna bring some of this over. once you have the highlights, it's really, when you add the highlights and you bring them into the darks, and it kind of makes it look more normal, more natural. Yeah. And we can add the highlights in the dark places, just like we added the darks in the highlights. Just have to make sure where the edge is, because sometimes they the bulges in a certain way, the other times it's a different way. Always have to look out for it so it's on top of the dark edge. And then you can make some smaller white ones, just like little ones. See, it's already starting to look like leaves. Let's do that on this side too. We can bring this highlight upwards a little bit and soften that transition. Here we go. There. Now it looks like a leaf. Okay, let's move on to the bottom, but first some tea. Let your energy be used to build, not destroy. Is what our yogi wisdom is telling us today. Okay, the bottom leaf will be much lighter. It's kind of like in between, a lighter one than the ones above it. A lighter value. So let's see. And how are you doing tonight, Gwaldar? Are you eating your dinner? What are you eating for dinner? I mean, always curious to hear what people are eating. Gives me ideas for dinners too. I get so kind of habitual with my meals sometimes. Suriname food, and you always eat all these exotic foods I've never heard of. What is that, pray? What is that, Quelder? I need more paint. Okay, a big blob of paint. Roti with curry chicken and green beans. I see. That sounds really good. Do you make that or do you buy it? Do you get takeout or do you make it yourself? Because that's really impressive. I should start making roti. Although my husband's doing... I love it when my husband's starting to be healthy, you know, and being more mindful about what he's eating, because then I know he doesn't eat the works chips and stuff, which I'm really not very fond of when he cheats with chips from work. But now with his low carbing, it makes it really difficult for me to make like a satisfactory dinner. Because without a starch, without something carbs, it's a little difficult. But yeah, they have they don't give him chips, but they have a whole bunch of snack, you know, like junk food you can have. This is takeout. That's nice. I really do miss being able to walk everywhere. I miss that a lot. I used to be able to walk everywhere in Romania. Well, I learned to drive when I came here. How many years after I came here? About 7 years after I came here. When my daughter started going to kindergarten and I had to pick her up from kindergarten, I had to take my driver's license. So I learned to drive. But I do miss walking everywhere. Good. That's good. Ask your sister. What are you making, Jamie? I think she's making watercolors. Quelder. Not pens of chocolate chip cookies, as we all were drooling for, but pens of watercolor paints. Right? And now I want cookies. It's really weird because I go through phases where I low carb and stuff and do all these things like dieting, but when somebody else is doing it at my house, I feel like I need to compensate and do the exact opposite. So I kind of eat all the carbs that my husband isn't eating, which probably not so premium. Yeah. Jamie, what's for dinner? Trying to make that edge a little bit darker. Now, the reason why I'm sticking to the paint, although I'm really not really digging it, Yo, Lewis. Hi. Lovely video. Yeah. Soup. I really loved that transition at the end. That was dope. That was so good. So good. Very nicely done. There you go, showing everyone that you're not, you know, a slob. A slob of a pheasant. There's a wheat video. Every couple, I don't know what it is, because stupid heart emojis covering the last word of the sentence. Every couple of days, yes. Poached eggs. Now that's something I don't really do very often, or ever. I never do poach eggs. I fry eggs and I make omelets and I boil them. I don't really poach them. Oh, I was gonna bring that edge a little bit this way. That's what that was. Okay. And then let's finish this like this. Okay, let's see. Oh, my back hurts. Oh. Yeah, let's see. Maybe we'll make some the veins on this one, they're pretty very subtle. Okay, let's get some white. Just make them highlights to start with, and then we can darken if we need to, but I don't know if we're gonna need to darken them. What you doing? What are you doing, Lewis? What are you doing today? Too much. I need a smaller paintbrush. I got these very fancy paintbrushes the other day. Have this long handle, and I already got it dirty. Very nice. I can be like a painter, like a real painter. Poached eggs on salmon, avocado, and artisanal bread. Ah, that's good. Yeah, hop in. What are you doing to promote it? You post it on Facebook? So what I'm doing here, I'm just creating some It's really weird how the light is falling. As you go backwards, the light is falling on the top. Very confusing. I guess I don't need to worry so much about it since we're gonna have that big dewdrop there. But I am seeing a big kind of difference in light. Division in the leaf. I need to finish the portrait. A soup ladle. Huh. I hear beans and potatoes calling me. Yum. Okay, Steve. Thanks. Thanks so much. Bon appetit. Take care, man. Yeah, Jamie. Vinegar. I add it in all of my recipes. You guys, let me know if you know where that's from. It's vinegar. I add it in all of my recipes. Promote by posting on Facebook, Instagram, Reddit, Pinterest, TikTok, and a few other sites. Yeah, you're gonna make a short out of it and post it on TikTok, right? Is that what you're trying to say? And blog it on your website along with putting it on my homepage. Wow. It goes on Rumble and Odyssey automatically. You're on Rumble? I think I've heard, you know, things about Rumble, that is a good place to stream and they don't censor you and all that stuff. You can be a lot more free to post about sensitive topics too. Well, I heard it from what's his name. Rumble is another streaming platform. Yeah, that's what Russell Brand, that's where I heard about Rumble, because he keeps getting, his videos keep getting banned from YouTube, so he started using Rumble because, and also, you know, the very unpopular Tate, he also uses Rumble. So I heard that you may use Rumble and not get deplatformed as you would on other sites. Yeah, they're like YouTube, but a little freer, maybe. Okay, if I keep doing that, I'm gonna lift all the paint off. So I guess this would be one class, I think. And then the next one, oh, JP Sears is on Rumble too. Isn't as smoother far along as YouTube. Okay. Yeah, I watch. Yeah, true. And he always puts those bombastic titles that don't tell you anything, but you're just like, oh my god, what did he do? I need to know. Or what the F did he just say? or stuff like that. Anyway. Or it's happening again. Stuff like that. Or it's over. Stuff like that. Yeah. You definitely want to know, what is it? Are we all gonna die tomorrow? Is there going to be a bombing in the next... Aww. But yeah, it's always just a clickbait. Most of the time. Although what he says is true. You know, maybe you can watch 10% of his videos and get the gist of what's happening in the world. Okay, so now I'm going to kind of unify a little bit of all this mess because the streaks are driving me crazy, and I need to make this a lot smoother. A little darker. Become not creative in my videos and always make them all the same. Yeah. We need to call you out if you do start doing that. I agree. It was refreshing to see you not fighting with the doll again. I like that. That was good. I mean, it was good while it lasted, but you don't want to overdo it, you know. You haven't watched that one. You can't cast your vote yet. Your editing is getting good. It was, you know what I found very funny though? Found it funny that even you, while watching your live stream video, were getting distracted and not paying attention. That was funny. But it was entertaining to see your collection of weapons and gear and stuff like that. That was entertaining. It's similar to yeah. I think you even outdid your last one. Your shirt was way more disheveled and dirty. I keep thinking, where the heck do you come up with those shirts? Like, I don't have a shirt that looks like that in my wardrobe. Did you make that on purpose for your video, or? Just funny. You bore yourself. You do. That's good. See, I throw them away after a while. They start smelling. Renfair boy. I just wear them down like that. Good to know, Louis. Good to know. You're not the problem to the environmental crisis. I know that. We can vote you out of that. I'm probably the problem. Noble warrior. And where'd you get all that? Your stuff, your armor. That was neat. I like that. I'm just smoothing some of these. Environmental crisis. Did you get new shoes? Who? I don't know. New shoes? Mental crisis. 10 years old. Wow. You forge your own armor and temper it. Ah, I see. You have to teach me how to do that. I'll take your course. I take a course on how to do that. And then let's get the light back in. Oh, that's not light. Transitional color. But Amazon got the chainmail there too. Sorta you got in Germany during the siege. Well, I feel honored to have such a warrior of a friend like you, Louis. Always an honor. Smoothing out a little bit. Smoothing out. Let's see. Men are strong of mind and body, so people respect them. He cut down the opposers, large brains and deltoids. Only that? Well, I don't know if women are really into brains and deltoids. No, they are. They are. Especially the brains part. I will speak for me when I say that. Well, I'm not gonna say it. You filtered yourself? Ah, just let it go, Louis. Let it go. YouTube will filter you. Had it typed out and you erased it. Oh, the whole world sighed in relief. No, you really should say what's on your mind, you know. Shouldn't hold it in. That's what makes all mental disorders, you know, men holding too much in. You shouldn't hold it in. Okay. Teaser. It's okay, we all know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say that you have a large penis. We all know that. You think that. I think all men think that. And they should. Because if you don't, you know, it's your own damn fault. It's on top of the... It's on top. That's right. It's your own damn fault. Guys, it's a reference from Land of the Lost. Very, very funny movie with Will Ferrell. Because if you don't make it, it's your own damn fault. You know, have you seen Land of the Lost? Very funny. So the dark is on top of the light. Just like that. Well, back here in the distance, everything is kind of blurred out. Okay, more of the white. Let me deal with this mess here. Why do I always choose such difficult paintings? I wonder. When I see them, like, oh, that's gonna be so easy. I'm just thinking about my students. I always say this, I'm sure. I always say it. Excuse me. surprised that... By the way, I switched over from Droid Cam, Lewis. The Droid Cam stopped working for me. I could not get it to work at all for the last streams. That's why I wasn't in... I didn't have that little picture of me in the stream. So I was researching today what else can I use aside from Droid Cam, because I kept re-downloading the plugin and then reinstalling it and uninstalling it, everything. I'm using Iriun, that's I-R-I-U-N. And it seems to be working, so that's good. That's good. It's all random. Well, it used to be, and then it just stopped working completely. Like, it wouldn't even, every time I would turn on the app, it wouldn't work at all. And it wouldn't work on my old phone, which is that one, the one that I used, and it wouldn't work on my new phone. So, well, their loss. Let's do some more little tiny veins on the top. Just teeny tiny ones. Okay. And I achieve opaqueness here, full coverage, relatively. Kind of softening this too. Let me use a little bigger brush. All right, and then I think I lighten it up too much over there. At this point, I barely have paint on my brush. If I have too much, it's just gonna mess up everything that I did previously. Maybe I should have separated this into different values. Maybe I'll do that. It's all random. Random. Okay, I think we all know that I just cannot wait to do the raindrops, which are my favorite part. Hmm. Too much light. Oh, on the picture it looks pretty good, but man, from the picture looks okay. Let me see. Maybe if I move this a little bit, you won't get the glare. The glare was terrible. Okay, let's put in some dewdrops, shall we? This is what we all came here for. Actually, let me start by putting in that vein, the main vein. Main vein. I was thinking of this poor brush. They're all dirty. First time out. I was thinking of putting a touch bit of yellow in right in here for the vein. So a little bit, just a little bit. See how it does. Because I think the vein is a little bit warmer than the rest of the leaf. We are here for the dew. It's even a little bit like reddish, isn't it? I need to put a touch of red in there. It's a little bit warm. Let me just put a touch. Let's see the color we're making here. I like it. I like the color. It needs to be yellower and lighter. Gets really lost in this background. Let me just integrate it in the leaf here. Make it lost a little bit. Went well. Let's do it on the other side. Okay. Dewdrops. The dewdrops are also warmer. So now I don't want all this mixture of red. I'm just gonna put it aside here. I want some yellow in here. And I need more green. My goodness, I'm using a lot of green. And white and green. Itchy nose. Okay, let's do a little dewdrop here in the background. It goes like half a circle. That's the highlight part of it. And let me grab a different brush. At this point we're gonna be using, I think, 3 different brushes. And then I need a dark green. Just a dark green. And I'm gonna do the top of it. And let's just slightly create that soft transition between the highlight and shadow. Let's kind of blend that nicely. Gotta say, I love painting dewdrops. It's like my favorite thing. Let me just, I need to stabilize my hand to make precise lines. I'm gonna make the shadow of it with the same sap green, so I'm not using, we actually can do pretty much without the black in this one. So I want to just soften the edges, and then I also want to soften the edges of the dew itself. Maybe I can just go with a dry brush and kind of dry brush it. That works pretty well. It's very much like oil paint in that respect. Then I'm just going to dry brush the top of it too and create that smooth, soft edge. And the trick with this one is having different brushes and not cleaning the same brush for in between. And there we go. And let's do the highlight of the dew, which is pretty much just white. Can be a little bit, is it just pure white? It's pretty white. So let me grab the white with yet another paintbrush. So now this is my 4th paintbrush that I have in use. Now this paint is wet, which means that it's gonna pick up the paint underneath. So I'm putting quite a thick amount. I may have to go back and redo this when it's a little bit less wet. I think I'm just very softly smoothing out the edges of that, and let's see. Looks almost good. Let's make another faraway dewdrop here. There's some other bokeh effects. Let's just make them. This is just white. And we have another one right here, which is a curved dewdrop. You know why I love painting dewdrops? Because and water drops and air bubbles in water. They're just so easy to do and so add so much. They're so easy. And then you just soften that up as if it's out of focus. With the dry brush I'm just really touching, but this brush is also very soft. So I got it from one of those subscription boxes. What is it? Robert Simmons brush. Let me do a little bit of a it's getting difficult holding all these brushes. I'm gonna do a little bit of a shadow on top of this one. And the shadow, just pretty much the same color. As we come forward, I'll add some black to that shadow, but for now, I think it's fine. Okay, and let's keep going with the the far away drops. Let's see. These dewdrops have different shapes, and that's what makes them so interesting. You never get bored because really they're all, you can make them any shape you want. They're not always round. Shape and size. Let's see, where is this one? This one goes right here.
Different doesn't mean anything bad. It just means that you're special.
You're special.
You're one of a kind.
We are all part of the same compost heap. You are not a unique snowflake. We are the same decaying matter as everything else. You have to give up. You have to realize that one day you will die. Until you know that. Until you know that. All right, now that I've put these in, let me put a little bit of a dark to them, just to kind of add a touch of contrast to the bottom. Maybe I'll take you a little closer with the risk of you actually seeing what I'm doing. It looks better from the distance, I'll tell you that. It looks better on the screen than in real life. Which is often the case in general. Just stabilizing with my pinky so that I make a smooth line. Otherwise my hand kind of shakes a little bit. But when I put, actually my nail goes on the canvas, so it doesn't make too much damage to the paint, which is still wet. And now let's make this one here. I didn't have so much dark on the bottom. Maybe I'll just blend that in a little bit. Whoopsie! Whoopsie, it's picking up the paint from underneath. More white. You're eating lasagna? Mmm. Yum. That sounds really good. Did you make it, Clara? Did you make the lasagna? You're eating calzones. Everybody's eating cheesy stuff. I don't want cheesy stuff. Logan did? Who's Logan? Never heard of Logan before. Oh, I thought his name was different. Logan? Huh. I thought he had a different name. Well, now I know. Well, you gotta love a husband that makes you lasagna. I'll say that. Gotta love him. A man who cooks. Okay, let us keep moving. We're coming forward with the dewdrops. So now we can make them nice and crisp. Crisp. Oh, I did that one already. This one. Okay, small one over here. Really, sometimes it's better to make them with just the shadow and the highlight first, so that you can actually see where you're putting it. The trick is to make big ones and small ones so that you don't make them all the same size, because that would be boring and unnatural. No, that's good. Lucky, mine sets off the smoke detector when he tries to cook. See, we don't have one. You opened the windows. Wolverine? What are you talking about? Lewis. Wolverine? Huh? He's great with grill, smoker, and the I don't know what that is, because I can't see it. But I'm sure I'll find out soon. Make this bigger raindrop here. And the biggest raindrop is right over here. So now I'm adding quite a bit of paint to my paintbrush. flat top though. Ah, right. Yeah, that's what we have too. That's what we have as well. Instead of buying a grill, we just got a griddle. It took Sam a long time to realize that chicken, well, for us to realize that chicken drumsticks take a lot longer to cook on the griddle than they do on the grill. So we just stopped putting drumsticks on the grill. Just gotta get a good sear. Yeah. Put an oven in front of him and there will be smoke. Ooh, nice. Nice, Jamie. Oh. I know that. Louis. I know. He's not the only Logan in the world, you know. Yeah. Facebook. I can feel your pain, Louis. You know, I don't know why I keep looking, because they're all kind of... Let's make a couple over here, and let's make another... Oh, there's one on the edge. How cute is that? Probably doesn't need to be so light. Instagram is getting bad. I don't know, I haven't been on Instagram in a long time. Let's do the darks. The top. Actually, I'm gonna add a little bit of black. A little bit of black to my green. There we go. How is it getting bad, Clara? Ah. How is Instagram getting bad? I mean, don't worry about it, you're eating lasagna. Isn't all social media bad in its own ways? Yeah. Paint. Setting up for painting. Ask. Ah, right. Yeah, I know. I mean, everything is like that. Pretty much everything is like that. Just so much elbowing your way, you know. I'm so tired of that. I'm so tired of it. It didn't. What? How didn't it share your lobster post? That's crazy. Huh. Wow, that must be very infuriating, Queldar. To pay for premium and still get ads. That's not cool, YouTube. Boo, not cool. Not cool. What they think? Somebody else is watching from your TV and they're not gonna notice? Where's the green? Some green with a little white. Getting back to my leaf color. Oh, you guys seeing everything? Okay, here's hoping. Yeah. I don't know. You remember when YouTube didn't have any ads? And then you started getting ads, and then you have to pay for YouTube Premium to not get ads. Gotta soften that shadow up a bit. Oh, I don't know, I don't watch Hulu. We tried to, and then we saw the ads, and that was such a big turnoff that we left. I mean, also, I don't think they had so many things that would interest us over time to make it worth getting their, subscription to not get the ads. So... So this is the shadow. It's on the bottom. I think I need a better brush for that, a thinner brush. Ooh. All right, here we are, the liner. What's on this? Not the right color. And then we'll just kind of smooth out the bottom edge. Aw. Yeah, that's true. That's so kind of you, Jamie. Oh, so sweet of you. Which one is it? Oh, this one. And then again, we smooth the bottom part inside of it. Oh, stop it. Let me mute my phone. Okay. Whew. A lot of focus work here. Mix a little bit more paint. Green, this is the green of the leaf itself. Okay, I'm putting a little more green in there, make it a little bit darker. Okay. Super windy and rainy. Oh, yikes. Hopefully it'll calm down. I don't like the windy and rainy. I don't like, yeah, both of them. I love rain. I do love rain, but windy gets dangerous around where I live with all the trees and the rain. Also because of the soil here is not very good. The soil is very full of clay, so whenever it rains too much, there can be floods because the earth doesn't absorb all that rain. So I really don't like that sort of thing. It's not what we would call preferred. Need more green. And white. Kind of make that color again. Clean that up a little bit. There we go. Almost all better. Now let's put that shadow back in. Yep. I hope she feels better. Was it a lot of vomiting, what you said? She had some sort of... Do you think she caught some sort of bug, like a stomach bug or something? Grab some actual green instead of this dark black. And then some actual green. Yikes. Well, hope she feels better soon. Usually these things don't take so long to get rid of. But yeah, hydration is key. Oh wow. Yeah, keep them separated. As much as you can. You can see the marks where I put my fingernail. So much for minimal damage. I'll try to not pivot anymore, fixing my little scratches. Look at all of that scratching. Okay, pivoting with the other hand then. Wow. Did you eat out or is it from school? Probably from school. The schools are a great way to catch all sorts of stuff. Oh gosh. That sucks. Could have been anywhere really. That's good. A little bit of time for yourself. I'm sure it was a blessing. Okay, let's see what else. Just blending. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes they're so kind, our children. Sometimes, yeah, it could have happened. Okay, let's see. Let's put some more, few background ones, because it's kind of empty here in the background. Just some extras, you know, because it's too lonely back there. I'm gonna use the green for this, for the shadows, because they're a little further away. And also probably blur them out just a little bit. Softening some of these shadows. What is this color? All my paintbrushes now are, I don't know what color they are. I need to start over. and they're starting to get dry. Okay, there is a little bit of a ledge here where it's a little bit darker. The leaf is a little bit darker where that vein is. So let me make that, put that in a little bit. All right, now let's do the fun part, well, let's make the edge first. The fun part is the highlights, which will really elevate this, make it sparkle. Then I have to check out. Apparently, oh, I need a good stretching. My back is a little bit sore. It doesn't look too bad. Okay, let's do the highlights. And I grab a teeny tiny brush and some white. I have only a little bit of paint on my brush, and the highlight goes on the top. In the dark part generally. So that's what makes it pop, really. And it's a bit irregular, it's not just a circle. If you look, it's a reflection of the canopy and stuff. And if that reflection kind of goes through the dark and some of the light, then it looks a lot more natural. And it does mix a little bit with the background, but it's okay if there's a little bit of color variation in there. You can see my palette is quite a mess right now. Quite a mess. I'm trying to make relatively the same the same shape in the highlight because they're reflecting the same thing. This little bit of splash of bright really brings these to life. Look at all those little nail marks. Oh yeah, today my daughter's not coming home at 3 actually. They're rehearsing for a play that's gonna be in March. Well, it is March. It's gonna be next week. They've been rehearsing this play for months, but now they started doing it a lot more intensely in the past week and a half. They're just staying over, you know, after school until 5:30, rehearsing like mad. It's gonna be a fun play, I think. Alright, doesn't look too bad, does it? It looks pretty similar to the reference photo. A little bit of a different color, but that's okay. No, I still need to do this one here. Ah, that's it. The vein. Gotta highlight that vein that goes inside these two big drops. It's darker on the inside and then there's a highlight on the outside. Start with the, where's that? Inside color. Inside color is a darker one, so let's use this color that I use for the vein. Let's see how that'll do. Maybe I need to darken it up a little bit. It's definitely not dark. Maybe a little more green. It's funny because you don't really see this vein very much outside of the dewdrops, do you? very, very subtle, but you see it inside the dewdrop. Let's do same brush. I'm just cleaning it. Let me grab this light green and add a touch of white to it. Maybe just mix it in here in the white. And just add a little bit of highlight in there on both sides. Could have done this before doing everything else on the leaf, on the right, on the dew. All right, that looks good. There's actually a little bit of a vein inside this one too. See how the leaves actually magnify. I mean the dewdrops. See how my brain just shuts off? The dewdrops magnify what's happening underneath. I find dewdrops so magical, so magical. I don't know why, I just really love dewdrops. When I see them, it's like, ah. That defines that. Alright, my friends, I am out. Thanks for hanging out, you guys. And I will see you next Friday, maybe. Hopefully not. If I won't be here, that means that I'm painting a mural. So, yeah, have a good weekend, and I will see you all next time. I don't know when, but bye. Mwah. Bye, Quelder. Bye, Jamie. Let's see who else. Yeah, zoomed out, it looks a little bit better. Bye, Louis. Bye, guys. Bye, Clara, if you're still here.